right, we'll get started at 7:30. We'll have Cdogg in here. We'll talk about what a time to be alive. Yeah, we'll talk about a little bit of all of that. Brent Pry, I guess, gone at Virginia Tech. I forget the coach at UCLA. You don't usually see coaches fired in week 3. Not good. But, yeah, we'll talk about all that. Vandy, South Carolina. Boy, Vandy beat the ever-loving will to live out of them. And much more. Yeah, Tennessee choking away a win against Georgia there in Knoxville. Nothing's bringing me down from this win, though. Let's go. You know, you're right. I think Jeff was fired in week 4, technically. Because wasn't week 3, maybe it was week 3. I don't know. Yeah, in other words, you got to be pretty damn bad to get fired 2-3 games into the season. That's all we're saying. Tell you what, the stars must have aligned. We have Cdogg in here early. I mean, you know we got a good win when Cdogg's in here early, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it before. We get started soon. Let's go, Jack.
We got a pass here. Haynes keeps it wide. Oh my God. Field goal, field goal, field goal. 15, 14, 13. Oh my God. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Holy shit. 4, 3. Let's go! Let's go! We're going! We're going! We Jackets win! Jackets win! Jackets win! Jackets win! Let's go!
Well, here we are. What's going on, Cdogg?
Hey, what's up?
That if for people that don't know, that drop doesn't look like much,
Oh,
but yeah, it's something else.
it's like 8 feet or something.
Yeah, man. We're actually lucky to be alive right now. We risked our lives rushing the fields for you guys.
Yeah.
But I hope everyone's doing fantastic in here. What a hell of a win for our Jackets. We'll go to the chat and we'll get to talking. All right. Mr. Burns was in here early. He said, remember, as always, remember, winning ain't free. Send a check even if it's only $100. We need 40,000 fans sending a check every calendar quarter. That would be $16 million annually. Go Jackets and beat Temple. We're 3-0. Kayan from Siren says ranked 18th. That's right. The new AP polls came out. Georgia Tech ranked 18th, I think 19th in the coaches poll, and somehow Notre Dame ranked 24. 0-2, Notre Dame 24, which is fine. Their season is over. They have they're not making the playoffs with 2 losses, right? Cdogg, am I right?
I don't know. They're so special, you know.
That would
They're
be a
so
crime.
special. They just might.
Yeah, you could be right. Let's go stream number 2. That's right. We did a member stream early. We reacted to the key presser, and you had told me, Cdogg, about his mic drop moment where he's like, yeah, you know, it's impressive. They've got a lot of really good players, but so do we. So do we.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, does it not feel so good? Because we went through this stretch for so long where no one gave a crap about Georgia Tech other than to make fun of them.
Yeah.
And now everyone in the country is talking about Haynes King.
Yeah. Hey, my mom's here. She's just picking up my brother. Let me go talk to her and I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, that's good. We'll just go through the chat here. SEC referee glaucoma awareness. Even Tennessee choking couldn't ruin this weekend. The minute that he missed that kick, because that lined up just like the Tech game, right? Walk one off, get a losing streak off of your back, and that kid's going to have a rough time. And I feel bad for him. But here's the thing. When you have the game, we're going to talk about it tonight, but when you have the game in your hand, like Georgia Tech there, going down the stretch, it's 326, something like that. You have the ball, you run the clock down, right? You kick the field goal. That Clemson never gets the ball back. Clemson never has an opportunity once we get possession there. Yoda T says, yes, they do. GD. Goldfella X, GT on top, number 18. Dawson Harper, 3-0. Still have room to improve. Looking good this year. We do. Luckily, this year we have a schedule. Like, look, in years past, we've had some pretty ridiculous schedules. This year is, it just so happens when we kind of get things rolling in year 3 under Brent Key, you have a schedule that allows you to correct some issues, without having to play a top 15 team every other week or something like that. As Al Davis says, just win, baby, says William Powell. That's right. Graham Boyd, perfect chance to be 5-0 going into the bye and then playing a dog shit Virginia Tech team for a chance for 6-0. I mean, it is hard. It's hard to say. It's not hard to say. It's hard to communicate with words how bad Virginia Tech is right now. I mean, what did they get? They lost 44-13 or something to Old Dominion. Old Dominion is so bad, they hired Dave Patnode, who did them the fortune of quitting before ever coaching a game for them. That's the best gift you could give a team. And I think someone in the chat tell me, I think Brent Pry was hired at the same year as Brent Key. Virginia Tech's but Virginia Tech's kind of in the position that Tech was in the past, where they just can't get to where they want to go. I guess I'll have an interim for the rest of the year. I haven't looked at all the news yet. But anyways, who haven't we heard from? Hell of a game, says Ben Wheeler. Wish we could have skipped right over, I guess, Collins and hired Key much sooner. Me too, buddy. Me too. David says, no, we got to focus on one team at a time, but dang, I'm not afraid of any of the remaining ACC we play. Look, people might laugh at me. And I'm not just saying this because we beat Clemson necessarily, but do I think we should beat any team in the country? No. I think we can play with any team in the country, though. I think if you were a top 10 team, Georgia Tech is not a team you want to play right now, because they have, this grittiness to beat you, but you're going to be favored against them. And it's going to be a dogfight. Pitt, Duke, and Virginia Tech looked bad yesterday. That's right. Pitt loses to West Virginia. West Virginia had just lost to Ohio. Just Ohio. Group of 5 school. Will Nard, depending on how this is a question, depending on how Pitt season goes, does Narduzzi find himself in the hot seat toward the end of the year? Just asking. I mean, he's coming off of a 7-game losing streak to start the season. Who else do we have in here? Yoda T says Deshaun Foster. That's the UCLA coach. Man, Nico down bad. As Pete says, Nico down bad. Caleb Spire says, didn't Jeff get fired in week 3? I believe he did from what people were saying in the chat. Andrew K says, I'm late, but I'm here. Might as well call you Cdogg then. Stan Garner, how did Pete like the Claremont Lounge? We didn't end up going to the Claremont Lounge and looking at wrinkly old titties. Unfortunately. Now, we did go to the Vortex. And, unfortunately, I had to delete the stream where we were trying to stream with Pete. Reasons, I addressed it on the members-only video. Anyways, we go to the Vortex with Pete, and, I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but you kind of want a lady waitress, right? You're kind of hoping for that, right? Because, boy, they're right up WreckTalk's alley. The all black, scantily dressed, kind of, an asshole to you. That's everything that I'm looking for. But we get a guy, and they have $3 mystery shots. And they bring it out in a medicine cup for Pete. And I guess it was like Malibu or some kind of chick shot that they brought him. The guy also got, I'm not lying, a little touchy-feely with Pete. Like he touched him on his arm. Like, all right, buddy, good to see you. Wasn't a good time for Pete, I don't think. But we did have a good time. We did not go to Claremont Lounge. Zach Jones says 10 wins this year or Brent Key can follow Brent Pry. Just kidding, maybe. No, but I'll tell you what. Any more than one ACC loss moving forward would be highly irritating. Again, of all the ACC teams remaining on our schedule, let's just look at them. I mean, who would we, most likely lose to? Let's take a look here. We have at Wake. I don't think we lose that. Virginia Tech just fired their coach. And by the way, someone in the chat might know more about how that works. Once you fire a coach, I think there's a 30-day period for you to just hit the portal right there. They haven't played 4 games. All those players can retain their red shirt. That's going to be a disaster for UCLA and Virginia Tech. At Duke, Duke gets run by Tulane, don't they? Syracuse is not near what they were last year. NC State. Boston College just lost to Stanford. Pitt just lost to West Virginia. So, yeah, again, things looking good for Tech. Who else haven't we mentioned in here? I don't think we got no better. Harrison Chan says, I'm more worried about Temple than Georgia at this point. Come on, man. James says Georgia Tech versus Miami in ACC championship game. All right. Bryce confirmed that. Bryce confirmed what? Neon Dion lost it again? What did Bryce confirm? Appreciate the $5 from Zach Jones. Says, we are a team that may not beat top 10 teams, but we will make it a dogfight and hurt you. I see 10-1 going into UGA, 10-2 losses to Pitt, NC State, and UGA. Or Pitt or NC State and UGA. I want to know what Bryce confirmed. I won't say it out loud, but it's smooth sailing here on. So yeah. So obviously, me, Pete, Cdogg at the game. I did a video about it today. Great atmosphere. Place packed out. I think we're just about 3,000 shy of being full capacity, and the East stands were like pretty much totally full. I was surprised at how we were able to bully Clemson up front at times. I was surprised at some of the play calling for Clemson. There was a lot of things that surprised me. Did anyone, after you finished watching that game, think that Clemson would have about 30 more rushing yards than Georgia Tech? If someone would have told me before the game Clemson's going to outrush you, I would say, well, hell, there's no way. There's no way we win that game. That's where I think the 2 turnovers was absolutely crucial in that game. So I guess while we're waiting on Cdogg to get back, let's pay some bills here, and we'll be back with you in about a minute or so. All right, Cdogg's still not back, but that's okay. There you go. Joe the Pilot will take you up on that WT7. So I guess if Tech makes an ACC title game, you have to give him literally everything you own, which is the 2 quarters in your pocket and whatever clothes you're wearing. So I guess you're about to have to give that to Joe the Pilot. Were any recruits there? I am sure there were. Yes. In fact, I know there were. I don't know if there was any huge big-name recruits at the game. But there were recruits at that game. We didn't talk about that either, but yeah, as far as we were really the only game worth watching at noon. Like, we were the only game people were watching at noon last Saturday on ESPN. And we get paid based on that now, but because of the way that the ACC has capitulated to some of these teams. Mojo in here. Mojo, did you see? So I couldn't see this while I was at the game. But Keelan Rutledge looks like he just got in a bar fight and got his nose broke. Just plugs that thing up and keeps going. Isn't that a beautiful thing to see, Mojo? Isn't that a beautiful thing to see? It's also beautiful because if you guys remember, there's one player in the portal that I can remember Clemson going after really, really, really hard. they really wanted. You know, we know how Dabo feels about the portal. And it was Keelan Rutledge. It was Keelan Rutledge Clemson wanted so bad. We were able to get him. And look, he was a difference in that game too. He's the leader of that offensive line. And I think the offensive line played pretty well. Evidently not, WT. I'm not going to deal with your horse shit tonight, by the way. This ain't about you. I know no one paid you enough attention when you were a little kid, but I'm not putting up with it today. Big Red will be our highest drafted player next year. Maybe. Harrison Moore looked pretty good replacing our starting center. Yeah, we didn't have issues at the center position, really. There were some, snaps that were a little bit off here, maybe a little bit low. But look, we didn't have the turnover margin. We won the turnover margin. Now we turned it over on downs there. We had some stupid thing where we confused ourselves with trying to snap it to our own tight end and then put it on the ground and field. I think that was another turnover on downs. But did anyone see Dabo talking about that interception to Omar Daniels? Not really. He's like, that didn't really affect the game. What? What are you talking about? I know that we didn't score off of that turnover, that pick that Cade Klubnik threw. But it was another possession for Tech. We're a team that's built to control clock and keep your offense off the field. I felt like that was possibly the most important play in that game. Because if Clemson doesn't turn it over there, they most likely score. They had all the momentum coming out of half. They drove right down the field on us, and then that turnover took points off the board for them. I saw some of their fans also talking about, well, we were -2 turnover margin, but that one really didn't hurt us. Don't agree with that. What's going on?
Sorry, I had to tell to my mom.
No worries. Here we'll get this out of the way too. So we got an offensive play of the week and a defense. So King's Ransom offensive play of the week. There's got to be the. What are you laughing at, dude?
Somebody said. Caleb said, Cdogg managing to be both late and early is amazing.
Yeah, how do you do that, dude?
Hey, I'm one of one.
Yeah, if he's early, there's some horse shit that he's got to deal with. But yeah, the 3rd and goal here, 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Do you remember Haynes King just puts his shoulders down? This is a steal of it where he gets met and just drives this guy into the end zone. This is some of the reason everyone's talking about Haynes King coming into this game. Defensive play of the game we just talked about has got to be this Omar Daniels interception. And it was he went up a ladder to get this thing.
Mm-hmm. I was rewatching the game before the stream, but I didn't get to that part. It's so much. It's such a better product to watch it on TV. I couldn't tell what was going on from our seats. We had good seats. Well, and it was.
Well, you're blind too.
And I'm blind. I really do have terrible eyesight. But we went to be loud and wear white and all that, and obviously rush the field. And I wouldn't have changed it, but it was really hard to tell what was going on a lot of the time.
Well, especially with this play, because Omar went up a ladder to get this thing. I mean, look at it. It's 7-13, and Dabo says that this play didn't really affect the game. I'm just saying I disagree with that.
Well, we promptly went 3 and out after that, but to steal a possession in the 3rd quarter, for whatever reason, they had our number in the 3rd quarter. They looked way more dominant on both sides of the ball. So to be able to steal a possession like that and kind of get resituated was definitely huge. At the very least, even if it didn't wind up um, resulting in points.
Agree. Squidtard with the $5. It's a tough weekend for Squid. It says, great win, fellas. I'm sorry we couldn't fill our end of the perfect Saturday. What is it called, Cdogg?
The Golden Game Day.
The Golden Game Day, yeah, and beat UGA. We'll never beat them again, so hopefully y'all can. Well, yeah, I hope we can beat them for you. Yeah, that stinks for. I mean, Tennessee had them. You had the ball. Yeah, I mean, what was it like? Was it even a 40-yard field goal? I mean,
That was a generational choke.
Yeah.
Damn.
No good. No good. Well, give me your thoughts of the game, Cdogg. I know I put a video out. You put out your kind of vlog, but I haven't really seen you come out here and say what your feel for that game was or your takeaway.
Well, like I said, I was rewatching the game before to try to kind of see, and you can see so much better, especially when they were on the other side of the field. But
Yeah, on the
for the
south
first
side.
half, we definitely looked like the better team, and well, first of all, I want to say, holding them to what was it, 21 points?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you slice it, defensively, you can't ask for more than that. I think that was outstanding. Same thing they did with Colorado. So, forced a couple turnovers, the interception, and then I think it was also Omar Daniels that forced that fumble on Cade Klubnik in the first quarter. He put
It
his helmet on
was. So he had
Yeah.
a forced fumble. I didn't even think of that, and an interception.
So what a guy. Like, what a beast.
Yeah.
And so and I complain about the defensive line a lot, but and there were times where, especially in the third quarter when they had they were just I don't know, they were just dominant. I guess it was that they made some adjustments and stuff, and we had to kind of readjust. But there were times where Cade Klubnik had a lot of time, but overall, I still think they played a great game. The defense played a great game. Holds Clemson at 21 points, few turnovers. Can't ask for more than that. And the offense, it was kind of like we totally looked like the better team, in the first half. It would have been nice to get, those field goals turned into points rather than touchdowns rather than field goals. But I still was worried even coming into the game about how we were going to even move the ball on Clemson's defense, because they have their defense is obviously their strong suit.
Yes.
And, so it was like, even though they were more talented or whatever the case with their roster, we still outcoached them and outplayed them.
Undoubtedly outcoached them. We played to the strengths of our team. I don't think they did.
Exactly. And for us to, end up at the end there with 3 minutes to go or whatever, we were able to run the clock out and then walk off the field goal, which is what I said. I was like, look, Clemson tied it up 3.5 minutes to go. Let's do it. Let's run out the rest of the clock and walk it off with a field goal. It's exactly what we did. It was a little more stressful than I might have cared for. The Jackets can't help but give a freaking heart attack every time you watch them.
No, but I'll say this. Because we get paid based off viewership, when our buttholes are tightened up because we're in a close one, we get paid more no matter what, and especially if we win. Zach Jones with the $2 says, biggest gripe is we only sent 2 and 3 defensive linemen at times. Yeah, we did. Cade had all day to throw a lot during this game, but our defensive backs covered well. Part of the reason he ran 17 times is because he didn't have a lot downfield to throw to. Now he got the one, the Wegman that went for like 70-something yards, and he hit, I don't know, 2 or 3 kind of big throws. But for the most part, they had one explosive play on us that put points on the board. And other than that, they were kind of nickel and diamond.
Yeah. So I thought it was, like you said, we played to our strengths. I mean, god dang, Haynes King is my hero once again.
Bling bling Haynes King.
Haynes King is my hero, and I can't say it enough. Like, we've come such a long way from freaking Jeff Collins and and just it's like so night and day from just a few years ago. I never thought we'd be here this quick, but look, this was the hardest game on our schedule. Right? Am I wrong? I mean, okay, maybe Georgia.
I
But
mean,
they're not even a conference. They're not even a conference opponent.
they're the hardest conference opponent. Like, I'm not in the business of saying anything good about Georgia. I mean, Georgia's going to be the toughest game on your schedule.
You know, what Georgia doesn't even matter as far as
Charlotte.
our goals for the season. Obviously, one of our goals for the season is always to beat Georgia, but that's a separate goal than getting to the ACC title game. In terms of getting to the ACC title game, Clemson not only was our best game, but our best game by far. Have you
Yes.
seen some of the guys, the other teams that we're going to be playing this year?
I'll read them
Good
off for
Lord.
people again. I mean, we've got at Wake, Virginia Tech that just fired their coach, at Duke that
They
just
fired
got,
him?
yeah. Or I saw, I don't know if it's official yet. Yeah, someone in the chat can tell me. They're going to fire Brent Pry, though. That's going to happen this weekend. It might be announced Monday. I don't know. But I know Pete Thamel said,
Oh,
you know.
wow. No, they did fire him. I just looked it up.
Yeah. So you got Virginia Tech,
Oh.
and then I saw also in the chat, because we kind of have some new rules. Once your coach gets fired in week 3 like that, they haven't played 4 games. So everyone can redshirt that wants to and hit the portal immediately and just sit out the rest of the season.
Wow.
So Virginia Tech is probably the easiest game on our schedule going out, in my opinion. Now, look, we could lose all of these games. I'm just saying. At Duke, who just got ran by Tulane. Syracuse, that lost everything and is struggling to beat UConn. At NC State, that might be your toughest game, maybe. Yeah. At Boston College, they just got beat by Stanford. Pitt just got beat by West Virginia, who just got beat by Ohio. So, again, look, I'm not saying we're going to run the table here, but this is you have the easiest path to Charlotte. Georgia Tech has the easiest path to Charlotte in the ACC.
So I said this after I jumped in the pool. It was kind of my final note. It's going to be harder to play consistently and win week to week than it was to win this one game.
Say that again.
It's going to be harder. It's going to be a bigger task to play up to our potential every single week and beat all these teams that we should. It's going to be harder to do that than it was to win this one single game.
I think you could be right, and people might call you crazy, but what has been kind of the MO for Tech under Key up to this point is we get up for big games. Key's now 7-1 against ranked ACC opponents, but then you drop the Virginia Tech game last year, or you drop to these teams that you shouldn't. Here's where you can take that step up and not do that. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, just look at Brent Key's first full year. I mean, snip, snap, hot and cold. They freaking win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
That's true.
They would win, get a big head, lose, and then get underdog, and then get a big head. It was like crazy. It was crazy. And last year we struggled to win as a favorite too. So, yeah, the MO is obviously to be underdogs or whatever.
And just be consistent. And I said this in the member stream today. Like, you have to prepare for each game each week moving forward, like you did the Clemson game. You got to get up just as up for that.
And look, I believe 100% that Brent Key believes that and is going to preach that, because he said it in the post-game press conference. I mean, he just got done beating Clemson, huge emotional win. You know how fired up he was.
Yeah.
And he goes, that means even next week's even bigger, So
yeah, Temple's big for me because, look, there's no Temple fans for me to go back and forth with, but Jeff Collins only scored 2 against them, and he used to coach there, so I'm probably going to crap on them. Also, I'm going to say it again: the mustache is 3-0 this season. You want to know why the mustache is 3-0? It's because I use King's Ransom beard oil. It's the magic sauce. It's the key to our winning. So there's a link to that under the video here. Let's see what Marque is saying. Preach. I think he was a little better in year 2 than year 1 with consistency stuff. Yeah. So let's talk about, I mean, I guess we just kind of were what the expectation now is moving forward. And actually, before we do that, did anyone in the chat hear that moron in section 103? Did any of you hear the moron yelling Philo? He should be banned from the stadium. I appreciate the $2 from Zach Jones. More than one dropped SEC game would be on key. I tend to agree with that.
Even if we do drop one, having the tiebreaker over Clemson is huge.
Yes, Clemson really needs Tech to lose 2 games, and most people right now are not going to find two ACC losses on Tech's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all on the mustache ride? Yes. Yes, you are. Go ahead. Sorry.
Nothing. I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. When we lose to Temple, I'm going to cry. We're not losing to Temple. Would you and Cdogg
lose to freaking Temple? I'd rather lose to probably any other team on our schedule, well, besides Georgia, than Temple. But
so I mentioned this in the member stream earlier too. What happened the last time we got ranked? I took a trip to Syracuse and we lost, and we haven't been ranked. We haven't been ranked till today.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, but that's why I said it's important to keep your head about you here.
We should be ranked higher. I don't know what this bullshit is about putting us at 18, but come on.
I mean, maybe, but
look, I like being underrated and stuff. Obviously, we shouldn't need that to be our freaking motivation, but I mean, they should have ranked us higher. What the hell? Clemson was 12, And why is Notre Dame ranked? What in the hell?
They're ranked 24.
That, dude. What? They're 0-2. It's. I mean, you go down and look at the records of all the AP, and it's funny. 2-1, 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, whatever, and then 0-2. It's like, how in the hell are you ranked at 0-2?
I mean, Notre Dame is the darling of everyone who's an idiot.
They're freaking special.
If they end up making it to the playoffs, that will be a crime. You don't play in a conference. This is the downside of it. I listened to Always Irish last night with Pete after you left. Do you know who that is, Cdogg?
Yeah, by week 10, I'm going to be doing a show from a casket.
A casket?
Look down in the bayou.
Yeah, go check out Always Irish if you haven't. I didn't realize Pete had done like shows with that guy before. He's cool. But look, that's the other side of doing YouTube. Like, this is the fun part of it for me and Cdogg. But then he had to get on and take calls from all these Notre Dame fans. Fire everybody. Everything's ruined. Appreciate the $5 from Chase Lawson. Says, my wife soldiered through the game yesterday pregnant. Wow. What a real one. I put her into labor and we are at the hospital. What?
Wow.
It put her into labor and we are at the hospital. Crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy game up there to the 09 Virginia Tech game for me. We beat our win from Clemson is making people have babies.
Look, man, I'm glad I didn't bring my wife. She's 8 months pregnant. I'm glad I didn't bring her.
Yeah, we'd have these early deliveries.
I don't know how. Props to your wife, because I don't know how a pregnant woman can make it through that heat. That was brutal.
Yeah, you brought your 9 months pregnant wife to the Clemson game like you should have, and then the day after she goes into labor. You better, I don't care if it's a boy or a girl, its name's better be Haynes King and then Lawson. Yeah. Haynes King Lawson. What's going on, Pete? Pete in the chat. All I have to say to Pete is Philo.
There's no safeties.
There's no safeties except the one right there, playing cover one. And I'm also going to say it's man, even though it's zone.
They're playing man. Yeah. Yep.
And then he kept yelling random numbers, too. I didn't bring that up in that short. He would just be like, it's 5, it's 4, it's 16, 16. Oh, my God. What is wrong with you?
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I agree. That kid's got to be name Haynes. It's got to be. We are literally birthing new tech men.
I'm trying to decide. Seriously, congratulations! It is freaking exciting. I'm about to have my firstborn son here in November, and I'm over the moon about it. I'm trying to decide between Haynes King and Brent Key. I'm not sure what to name him. Yeah, help me out.
Brent King.
Brent King.
Yes.
I love it.
Do you think? Well, it doesn't matter whether Mrs. Cdogg wants to do that. The people have spoken. The people have spoken.
It'll be up to me.
Of course it will. Rex still waiting for you. What are you talking about? Yeah, Haynes King lost.
Waiting for you to have a son, maybe.
I'm done. I have a kid. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good.
He's gonna put her on the campus to cheer the brave and bold.
Yeah.
All right. Or to fix the ratio, as the kids say.
Yeah, and do you think this is a good comment from GT4542? Do you think it's any coincidence that South Carolina hires Jeff Collins and they get bodied by Vandy like that?
We tried to tell them, didn't we?
We did.
Tried to tell them that's a bad idea. Yeah, that's rough.
Oh, you know what you should do with Haynes King's loss? And take the kid after he's born to an autograph signing and have Haynes King sign your kid.
Sign the kid?
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what you should do. And then never bathe him.
Yeah.
What about Calvin?
Calvin? Oh, yeah.
Brent King Calvin. Yes.
Calvin, I actually prefer Megatron over Calvin.
Megatron's good.
I think I might go Megatron, actually.
That would work. Yeah. Oh, man. I'll tell you what else I thought about. Because, like, Malik, who played under Jeff? Malik Rutherford, Jamal Haynes. I'm trying to think of who else. Clayton Powley.
Yeah.
So those are 3 players that went from 3-9. We're dead and gone. There's not a hope of having any respect in college football to today, where you're 3-0 and you're in the driver's seat for the ACC.
Yeah.
And I imagine, go ahead.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting to kind of see the players that are left over from Jeff Collins. There's
Kyle
not a ton
Eifert.
because Zeke Biggers left. There a few graduated last year.
Yeah.
Yanjuan.
Was it Kilo Stone? Yeah.
And I'm not sure. But yeah, that would be interesting to see which guys. A couple guys, Jordan Williams on the offensive line. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, I think that came to mind because also Key was on staff with them. Key gets emotional in the press conferences like, man, 3 years of hard work. 3 years of things none of us will ever see, none of us will ever know about. Practice, doing what it takes to win. And then you get the results. Like, they're doing something right. Brent Key's we got 2 vacancies now. Every vacancy that comes open, Brent Key's going to be named as a contender, even though he's not going anywhere.
He's not. I really don't. I think we got our own, we've got our own. Who's a coach that, went to school?
No, I'm not worried about him leaving. I'm just saying that's the position Tech's in. You're doing so well that people want to hire your head coach. Now, Buster and might be a different issue.
Buster, Winky, I would be worried about. Damn, Santucci got snatched up after 1 year.
That's another good question. Can we hold on to our DC? For more than a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida wants Key bad. They're not getting them. Why? Florida is a worse program than Georgia Tech right now.
Florida might not even fire Billy Napier because they can't afford it.
Yeah, what is it, like 40 million? Something like that to fire Billy Napier?
30 something. Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cdogg, have you prepared for your speech for when Tech accepts the world title?
World title.
I don't know what that's about.
Of course I have.
Yes. In short, yes. I think Key would rather get more money to his assistants than leave for more. That's not even conjecture.
Yeah.
He's doing that now.
Yeah.
What's he making now? Like 4 something?
Yeah, 3-4 million.
It's more than 3. Well, it might be around 3. Yeah, I mean, Brent Key, for the results he's giving on the field, is probably the most underpaid coach in the country.
Yeah.
If Brent Key,
bargain.
what are you doing?
My mic is like bent and screwed up. I was trying to fix it, but it's metal, so I can't actually bend it. My bare hands. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Well, it's kind of hard.
Oh.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Sorry.
But no, make no mistake about it. If Key wanted to, he could go make at least probably 3 times what he's making at Tech. He is staying. He is getting his assistants paid. I do believe he's at Tech for the long haul. $6 million. Oh, he's making $6 million.
He got a raise. Oh.
Okay.
How much is Billy Napier making? Is it more than that?
He's got to be making around 10 if the buyout is around 40.
7.4 million. So okay, another million from what we're making. Yeah, no. They'd have to shell out, for a normal coach like 10 or something. But
well, for top tier coach would be 10. I mean, you've got teams like North Carolina, who I believe plays Clemson in 2 weeks. No, so Clemson's got Syracuse this week. They have a bye, and then they go on the road to North Carolina. Now, as many problems as Clemson has, they're going to beat the soul out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain of. The Syracuse game will be interesting. I brought this up in a member stream too of what would happen if, Clemson beat Syracuse like 28-20 or something. Would we then say like, man, Clemson's just broke? Like at what point, I guess what would it take before people, this is what Matt B. Great brought up. I know you know Matt B. Great. He said he's Haynes King's biggest fan, by the way. And he's been a detractor of Dabo, but he does bring up a question that you have to ask now. Is like, when do you start questioning Dabo?
I mean, I guess he won the ACC last year, though.
He did win the ACC last year.
The thing is, Dabo and them have quote unquote fell off, but
from
it's
10
like,
wins,
they've fallen from 11 wins, 11, 12 wins to damn 9.
8. I think they went 8 and didn't they win 8?
They won 9. No, they won 9 games last year
and 8 the year before.
So
yeah,
I mean, they had Doogie Badoogie though as quarterback before then, or I guess the year before that was Cade Klubnik's first year. But my point is, like, I mean, 1 year removed from an ACC title, you should be, questioning Dabo. I mean, it's clear that he's not quite as big as he used to be. But who's the greatest coach of all time? Nick Saban, right?
Yeah.
Well, he fell off too towards the end. It's unavoidable,
well, I know we talked to Pete with it. There are 3 coaches currently that have multiple national titles.
Yeah.
Kirby, Dabo. I think there's only 2. Who would be the third? I don't think there's another.
Saban retired.
So, yeah, Saban retired.
Ryan Day's only got 1. Jim Harbaugh left.
Jim Harbaugh only had 1.
He left.
Yeah, I think there's only 2. Dabo and Kirby which just so happens to be the coaches of our rivals. Which, hey, shout out to us. Like, this was a monkey we had to get off our back. This would have been 10 in a row. It had been since 2014. And I said preseason, like, you got to beat Clemson or Georgia this year. Like, you have to. You got to start beating your rivals.
We got one more monkey, too, coming up at the end of the year. And it's happening.
Go ahead
I'm
and
more
tell them
con-
about it. What do you
I'm
have?
more confident than ever.
So we're beating Georgia.
Yeah, I said that before. I said that 3 years ago. I said, "Hey, we're beating Georgia in the next 3 years." I said that as a fact, right? So
Yeah.
we didn't beat Georgia that year or the next year. That means that it has to be this year because I said it 3 years ago. So we're beating Georgia in the next 3 years. Didn't happen the first time, but almost happened last time. Not quite. That means it's happening this time.
I love it.
Is there any other logic? We're beating Georgia. I said it at the beginning of this year. I legitimately predicted it on my freaking schedule prediction, and I'm not freaking scared of them. Okay, I'm not freaking scared of them. In fact, we always play our best game of the year against Georgia. So whatever you just saw against Clemson, we're gonna play even better than that. Fact. We're gonna play even better than we played against Clemson.
We'll be the
Against
best
Georgia.
prepared just knowing Key for that game. Now taking a step back, looking at the big picture of that, you can't run Haynes King 25 times a game and have him available for you at
Right.
Georgia. You're going to have to spread the load for Haynes King to remain healthy. Now,
Yeah.
I know Key has said, man, when he starts limping, that's when I know he's about to go off. And I'm like, man, I mean, I would. Can we not though?
Yeah, it's funny, but like chill.
I don't want King to be gimped up. But he is right. Like when King starts putting his hands on his hips and looking at the ground, that's when he pops off like a 25 or 35-yard run.
Look, man, we're not okay. We got Colorado out of the way. Colorado wasn't any good, right? But we did turn the ball over 3 times. It was the beginning of the season blues. He had to put the game on his back, whatever. We got Clemson out of the way. Toughest game of the year. We got that out of the way, right?
Yeah.
From here on, like for a while at least. I mean, you're looking at Temple, a group of 5 team, Wake Forest, an awful team, Virginia Tech, an even worse team. You're looking at least for the next 4 weeks, because there's a bye week in there too, that Haynes King shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't have to.
Agree.
He should be able to. And look, hey, I've been talking a lot about his shoulder or whatever. His passing looked good against Clemson. It looked good. He was making long passes, medium to long passes.
Hey, he dialed up a 3rd and 8 to Eric Rivers. It was
Rivers, dude. Oh my God, he's so good.
He's got a lot of speed. 3rd and 8, we throw a go. It's a tad bit underthrown, but he completes it, and that was huge too. That was a huge play.
He had he did have a couple overthrows and underthrows, like you said. So look, it's not perfect, but he can do it. But he shouldn't have to. He should be able to stand in the pocket and pass. And God dang it, we need to get him protection. The O-line needs to step up, protect the guy in pass pro, and create holes and stuff for our running back, so we don't have to freaking rely on Haynes King to be the leading rusher. Was he wasn't the leading? Please tell me he wasn't the leading.
He had 103 yards. You know what the rest? You know what the rest of the team had?
Oh my God, what?
44.
God Almighty, that's unacceptable.
Yeah,
that's not okay.
Well,
why can't we run the ball?
You know what Coffee Killer says the solution is?
What?
Put Philo in. We need to. I might. No, I can't make a T-shirt of that. I would love to, and just troll that guy. But let's. Yeah, I see people talking about Colorado. Are they going to get the 2-10 curse? Maybe. Colorado's awful. Colorado is done. Dion is done. I tried to tell them. They got dog walked by Houston. Dion's literally in the press conference like, I got to self-evaluate. Need to go meditate in the corner somewhere. I ain't got a freaking clue what the hell I'm doing. And I tried to tell them.
We told them that, dude. We said that. They didn't want to hear it, dude.
They were down so bad. They're like, oh, this guy almost threw for 200 yards against Delaware. Oh, and then he had a rushing touchdown against Houston, and then they get dog walk. Now who's your quarterback going to be? Who's this mystery quarterback that's going to make things happen for you? It's not there.
They were talking about how Ryan Staub was going to save the world in the pre-game. The announcers were talking about it. Then, not even full through the first quarter, they're like, "Hey, if he doesn't get it together, when do you start talking about a change of quarterback? It's like dude,
Yeah,
Colorado is down bad, and we all saw this coming from a mile away, except for the Dion stands.
dude, and it is weird. Like they were talking about him like hero worship. Like they had already made this third string quarterback at Colorado a legend for them because he played kind of good against Delaware. It's bizarre. WreckTalk equals Negan from Walking Dead, and Colorado is Glenn too soon. Well, I don't know how I feel about that because I love Glenn. That was pretty rough, but yeah,
I love Glenn.
yeah.
But they're not nearly as likable as Glenn. In
No.
fact, he's like somebody who you'd enjoy watching get beat to death.
Yeah. They need to stop blaming their quarterback and blame their OC. They need to start blaming Dion. I mean, it's on Dion.
Yeah.
What other games? I'm trying to think that we need to talk about.
Oh, there's a bunch of incredible games this weekend.
Well, there was. We talked about Houston, Colorado. That wasn't necessarily an incredible game. We like to point and laugh. Georgia Tech, Clemson was the only game worth watching at noon, which is good for us. You had Notre Dame, man, Texas A&M, Notre Dame. Last second walk-off touchdown. Mike Elko's going to have those boys ready. Stanford won. That's shocking to me. I mean, I was really high on Boston College preseason, and that is a awful loss for Stanford.
You mean Boston College?
Our awful loss for Boston College. Not good.
Dude, I was talking to you before that game kicked off, and I was like, Boston College is probably the best ACC opponent we have left. Well, so much for that. But I mean, look, they did have to travel across the entire. I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt just because of that. They have to travel all the way to California to play them, or wherever Stanford is.
Stanford has to do it every other week, basically, though.
I get that. I get it. But, it's just not – it's something that should never happen unless it's like once a, whatever, non-con – if you schedule a non-con game or something. I don't know why you'd schedule a non-con with somebody in California, but it just shouldn't happen.
Hold up. Where On 3 has Buster Faulkner as Virginia Tech's new head coach. What are you talking about? Hold on. That's not news I want to break on the show.
No, what the hell? You mean like predicted? You mean like he's predicting it? Like surely they wouldn't take the damn
I'm
job
not
in the
seeing
middle
that.
of the season. Thinking it.
Is that the top of their board, you're saying?
Yeah.
You guys need to get better. Yeah, has them as an option with how you communicate news. Okay?
You're going to make us shit our pants. Come on.
Yeah.
As if we didn't go through enough yesterday.
I mean, come on, man.
Right?
No. Okay, so yeah, it has them at it's a projection. Yeah, there you go. Please. Yeah.
That's fine.
Jesus Christ, dude. Can I enjoy something for 2 seconds?
Don't do that. That would be crazy to steal a OC in the middle of the season.
Yeah, man. I don't know that that's happened. Like, because then what would you do as Tech? Dr. Bob also says he was at Tulane Duke. Let's get off this shitty subject. Dr. Bob says he was at Tulane Duke. What was that like, Dr. Bob? I didn't watch any of that game. We were just kind of keeping up the score as we were watching games in the WreckTalk war room there. But I am disappointed in Duke right now.
For the record, I would rather Buster go almost anywhere except for Georgia as their OC.
Well, let's be honest. Georgia would be an idiot to fire Mike Bobo right now. I mean, how many points did they score against Tennessee? 40-something, 43?
Well, Bobo's performance notwithstanding, he's got health issues.
That would be the only reason would be if Bobo stepped down. What I'm saying is because many Georgia fans don't understand football, they think all their problems are Mike Bobo for some reason. Yeah. I would love if Buster leaves for him to go. Like, I would hate for him to go to Virginia Tech, but I would be rude. Like, I think a lot of Buster. Like, I would love to see him get a Power 4 job Maybe preferably not in the ACC. maybe maybe Colorado. Maybe ends up in
Florida.
Colorado.
Have Florida take him.
I don't think they would hire him. I think in their mind we're looking for a bigger hire, but I do think
They would want Key.
I do think he would be a good hire for Florida. I really do. You look at, like, he's a Georgia guy, has the Georgia recruiting ties, and then he has the Florida pull being in Florida. I think he could do some good things at Florida, but
I don't know. That's a little risky for a Florida job.
yeah, you don't. Well, here's the thing. Like, how do we think about Florida? Like, like in their minds, they're thinking of Florida under Steve Spurrier or Urban Meyer. That was a long time ago. When was the last time Florida got to 9 wins?
Under Dan Mullen, right?
Did they win 9 games?
They went to the SEC championship. Dan Mullen. They had a really good team under him at 1 year. You remember the Kyle Trask year?
Okay, so they had one or maybe 2 good years in the past 15. I mean, it's not like this team was Ohio State and dropped off, or Clemson, where Clemson wasn't dropped off. Like, I think they need to evaluate where they're at right now, because what they also can't do is afford to pay a $40 million buyout, sign another guy to some $50, $60, $70 million contract and it not work out. That's what they can't do. Appreciate the $2 from Nerdstop. Buster might take Philo with him.
Oh God,
that's a good point, and that terrifies me.
That does terrify me. Wow. He was the one who recruited him, isn't he? Wow.
Yeah, because his son it goes to North Oconee. That's not far at all.
This program is being prepared for Philo, like, to hand to him. It'd be a crazy move to leave. I don't know. He's got chemistry with all the receivers, He plays really well with them. I don't know. That would be a crazy move for Philo.
Yeah, I would just tell him, look at the guys you got here. You got Eric Rivers for another year, right?
We have Eric Rivers for 2 years.
Let me go look. At a minimum, you got Isaiah Canyon for a while, assuming he doesn't hit the portal. But I mean, you got a really good program surrounding you right now. Eric Rivers. Let's see what class he is. I mean, if he doesn't have another year, just sue the NCAA. It's not a big deal. Get another year. That's what everyone does.
True.
Not news. Let's see what he's listed as. He's listed as a senior, so never mind. I was wrong about that. I think maybe Dean Patterson, for another year. I could be wrong. Yeah, this is...
That's what I thought, because he's a grad transfer. He should sue for another year, though. That'd be sweet. Hey, if Diego Poverty can do it, Mexicano Manziel can do it.
Dude.
Then Eric Rivers should be able to do it, too.
Philo wants the Lombardi that King helped build. He don't want to start over from scratch. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, we all kind of, it depends on the money situation. Now, I will say this, as far as that, I'm sure we would spend whatever it takes to keep Philo if money was the main
It's not even
thing.
just Philo, though. He could take more players of the offense,
This is true. Yes, Graham Knowles' QBR is incredible. He has it's over 9,000. It's like 1135 or something with one touchdown for 84 yards.
Yeah.
Chase Lane was close to it. He had like a pass or something. Well, you know what we didn't? I can't believe I didn't talk about this in my video, the Philly special. Could you see that from your very non-functioning eyes, the 2-point conversion?
Well, it was right in front of us, so yeah, I could.
I thought, man, we're about
yeah,
because we go. It looks like a reverse, and then Malik throws a dot to who was that? Dean Patterson. I think it was Dean Patterson.
Wide open too.
Buster Faulkner's the truth, dude. Hoghead in here says, "Congrats, guys. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, big win. Great time to be a Jacket right now." But look, a part of winning is, I mean, we're kind of talking about possible staff changes at the end of the season way too soon, only because there's some vacancies now. But part of winning is people are going to want people off your staff. I mean, it's already happened. And of all the problems you can have, that's probably the best one. That means you're winning a lot of games.
Yeah. And Brent Key is amazing at hiring. He's made some amazing hires. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
trying
it.
to.
He goes the young guy route rather than the retread route, which is working out so far. It's a young man's game, college football.
Don't tell North Carolina, but yes, it is.
It's a
I mean, they missed the memo on that.
yeah. That's funny.
I talked to you about this. I haven't talked about this in a video to get off tech for a second. Do you guys know that Bill Belichick tried to copyright sayings from the Patriots organization, and then he just put the Bill version in parentheses? So I forget the sayings, but they would have like something trademarked, and he would just put his name in parentheses beside it. That's how I know North Carolina is going to be dog shit this year, because that's what their coach is focused on doing.
That's what he's worried about.
You know who else? You know who else was focused on that? Deion Sanders.
Oh,
He was going to trademark in a bunch of different sayings too. Not good. On Twitter, On3 released a college football bracket with FSU/Georgia Tech playing in the first round. Boy, that would be something. Depending on, like, we made it the ACC title, lost, and we still got in because we had one loss or two losses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever scenario you want to come up with, and then go ahead.
I honestly, from my like goals this year, I feel like ACC title should be our goal, or would be the number one thing.
For sure.
Winning a playoff game would be great. I would still rather win the ACC though, and I mean, we're not going to win a national championship.
What if we hosted a playoff game at night?
Okay, now you got me. Okay,
that could happen. That could happen.
Okay, now you got me. All right.
I know how to speak your language.
All right, you got me. Okay.
And rush the field at night.
Now, and oh my god.
Oh my god.
What happens if you rush the field in a playoff game?
Well, we haven't talked about this either. We got to pay $50,000 for our fat asses running onto the field.
Yeah, who cares?
I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah, our fat asses rushed the field. We combat rolled and went in there, and that's $50,000. But look, Ryan Alpert doesn't care. I'm sure there's a donor that would pony and be like, whatever. Well, we're winning. You guys have an insane team. Ride them as far as they will take it. Rhett got me and Cdogg bricked up. What you talking about? What does that mean? Bricked up?
Talking about bricked up. You don't know what bricked up means?
No.
Oh my god. Well,
what?
First of all, it's a Zoomer term.
Of course.
But even though it's a Zoomer term, you should know what it means because it pertains to wieners. Yeah, there's your hint.
There's a wiener term? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Go ahead.
Now you know. You're bricked up. It means you're hard.
6 to midnight. Yes.
Like a brick. Anyway,
I was hard rushing the field. I will say
he was talking about hosting a night playoff game.
Yes, we can all link up like wireless.
I gotta know. I must know what happens if you rush the field after a playoff game, because we totally would.
Yes.
I didn't even freaking consider that. I didn't even consider that, dude, because I was saying like this has got to be our last field storming until we beat Georgia at home, right? Because
we won't rush the field against Georgia.
We had our first ranked win in forever against North Carolina at home. After being dog shit under Jeff Collins forever. So we rushed the field against number 13 North Carolina. Then we beat Miami last year, number 4 undefeated Miami. Also their rivals, so we rushed the field. Then we snap our losing streak against number 12 Clemson. Huge freaking losing streak. So, and also they're a big rival. So those three, it makes sense, but there should be no other reason to rush the field until we beat Georgia.
Well, that's at the Benz though. So that won't happen.
Yeah, so it'll be at least 2 years before we're able to do that.
But playoffs?
But I didn't even consider a home playoff game. I didn't consider it. Okay. let me ask you this: if you get a bye, is that game played at a neutral site? It is,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Only first round games
So
are
you'd
played.
have to be outside the top 4
Yeah.
to get the home playoff game.
Well, not technically.
Otherwise, if you're not, then you got to go to another
In the playoff
place.
rankings, yes.
I see. So if we won the ACC, we wouldn't be getting a home playoff game, but we'd have an ACC title. Hell yeah.
Well, how do those rules go? Is it still you get an automatic bye for a conference title game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the highest ranked conference titles. They didn't make any changes that I know of,
All right.
but
rushing the field at the Benz is a great way to end up in jail. Yes, and Papa Rex said he's not bailing me out of jail anymore. So
yeah,
we're not.
We're not going to rush the field at the Benz. But
Georgia versus Georgia Tech rematch in the playoffs, that would be wild.
Yeah, it would.
That would be wild. Like drop the first one and win the playoff game or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I had when I first started my channel, I had a 5-year plan.
Okay, go ahead.
I had a 5-year plan. It was this whole big video I planned out as to how Jeff Collins was going to lead us to a national championship. and come on, don't tease me too bad. I had just started my channel. I was excited. We weren't running the triple option anymore. This was also before the NIU game. Obviously, after the NIU game, because look, Jeff Collins' first 2 years, there was tons of red flags. Let's be real, but you could chalk it up to 1, taking over for the triple option, and 2, COVID. But year 3, 2020, which was 2021, there was no excuse for us to be that bad that year. And we still were. I mean, we had Ja and JP Mason in the freaking backfield and still won 3 games. So,
yeah.
But I had a 5-year plan as to how we were going to win the Natty with like Jeff Sims and Jameer Gibbs taking us to win the Natty. And in that plan, I had us losing to Georgia in the regular season and then beating them in a rematch in the playoff in the national championship for a rematch.
Hey.
So that's a little bit of unreleased Cdogg content that would have been really funny if I had made that, but I only had one off season before my hopes were dashed.
Well, as bad as a prediction as that would be, it wouldn't be as bad as Josh Pate's preseason predictions.
Oh yeah, I had Alabama, Florida, and Clemson
as
all
like
at the top.
Yeah, all national title contenders, and all of them now pretty much out of any national title contention whatsoever. Appreciate the $2 from Nerdstop. Says we get a playoff home game and I will be there. You hear that, Ryan Alpert? You hear that, Brent Key? You hear that, Georgia Tech? If you want Nerdstop's ass in Atlanta, you get a home playoff game. So you better go undefeated and then lose the ACC title, and that would give you a home playoff game most likely.
I feel like you need to. I don't know. It would still be hard to finagle. I feel like for us, if we lose a playoff game, we'll fall out of that small window where you do get the home playoff game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because in that scenario, you would have to be the higher ranked matchup.
Right.
I don't know. A lot out of our hands. How full were the stands on Saturday? They were really full. I mean, the only empty seats were like at the very top of the north stands and the very top of the east stands. I think
and also that one section of the south end zone, they need to do something about that. Something different needs to be done with the south end zone because it's not ever full ever, even in that situation. I mean, I don't know.
I'll say it was loud though. I mean, it was a crazy environment. Yeah, 48K. Rick, how was the Vortex after the game? We actually went Friday night because we looked at like trying to get around Atlanta and specifically Midtown after a game that's a sellout is probably not fun. So we went afterward and we had a waiter that was a guy that was really touchy-feely with Pete, and he did not appreciate it.
Does that mean Pete is like more attractive to gay dudes than us? Like
I was a little offended. Like, do you not
us? Like what's going on?
You don't want to touch me? Why do you
Well,
only
yeah,
want to touch Pete?
yeah. Maybe it was because he knew how good Pete was at pickleball.
Look, I gave my toenail most likely for pickleball.
Yeah.
And I'm going to commit to beating the shit out of Pete at pickleball. I have a 5-year plan myself.
5-year plan, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this your ass, Pete. You on notice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. My dad went to school at Tech, so lifelong Tech fan here. That field goal at the end brought a tear to my eye. Yeah, at the beginning of this, you'll see us rushing the field and us reacting at the stadium to it. What was going through your mind there as we're running the field goal team out?
I was like, man. Well, first of all, I knew what they were doing, and my mind immediately went back to 2 years ago, TCU when they did the same thing. Or was it 3 years ago? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
I guess it was 2022 when TCU went to the national championship. During the regular season, they did the fire drill field goal. Do you know how freaking hard it is to pull that shit off? Like that's a coaching.
We
That's a
practiced it.
That's a coaching. That's well coached right there to be
Yeah.
able to pull that off. Not a second to spare either. We
That-
snapped the ball with what
3
3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
Like
and drilled it.
and yeah, once they ran, one you can see me and hear me say it in the video. I'm like, why did they run Ace King? What are they doing?
Yeah, we're all like, we can't throw. Why are we? No,
Well, it's like our special teams is the most like paradoxical freaking thing ever because we're complete doo doo on punt, return and punt coverage or punt and punting, and meanwhile, kicking field goals, it's like damn, it's like
locked in.
Hayden Burr, dude. He had a little bit of the yips in the middle of the year last year. I don't know what it is. We kind of like fall off. In
I
the
think
middle
he
of the
talked
year.
about it in a press conference where he adjusted his aiming point, and that has made all the difference in the world. What would be a good age to bring your son or daughter to? I'll let you know when I feel confident. My daughter's 5, and I'm not bringing her. It depends on if you're bringing a lady or something, the mom. So I don't know, but there's possibly no other man in history that screams straight dude more than Wreck. That's true. That's facts.
What you wouldn't bring your daughter to a game right now?
No, I know how that'll go. I don't want to get mad at my own kid.
Oh, because she would get tired of it real fast.
It'd be like 2 minutes in the game, and I'd get, Dad, can we go? I wanna go play something, and I'm gonna be like, do not talk to me right now.
The difference literally is if you have a daughter or a son, because a son would be stoked, I'm sure, to go to a game, but daughters like girls don't care about football, at least not until they get a little older.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to force her to like. I told Cdogg I forced her to watch the Michael Jordan Space Jam, and that she didn't like that, and that also made me. Why don't you like it? It's great. Just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're teaching me I've been a student of Gen Z slang for some time now, sir.
At least for your daughter, you can. You said that you were successful in putting her onto some classic rock, right?
Oh yeah, dude. She loves Don't
So,
Stop Believing. She loves Queen.
so music, you might be able to share with your daughter, but
Oh, you know what
football,
else?
probably not.
You know what her
What?
favorite song is? All the way turned up.
That's awesome.
I got to look at the lyrics. I would hate for her to go to school and like I Put On has some
They say
stuff.
GZ on some other shit.
There's
Call the
some
bitch my bodyguard.
Your daughter at school today said, "Call that bitch my bodyguard."
Yeah.
You have some splaining to do. Be like, what? What's up with that? It's fine.
Yeah, my wife, yeah, and Goldfellow says my wife loves college football, which I got to meet him and his wife. Well, I met him a ton of times, but I got to meet his wife yesterday, and she was great. I love freaking Goldfellow.
He's great.
And and his wife was great. And my wife loves college football too. I definitely indoctrinated her to it too. She was like texting me during the game. She was watching it and texting me about it and stuff. So, but yeah, maybe when your daughter gets a little older, she'll appreciate it some more. It's when they get old enough to care about the things you care about. You know what I mean? Because they see that it makes you happy, so it makes them happy.
Correct.
But they got to be a little mature for that. I don't think your daughter cares much about what you think.
I don't know if it's maturity. I mean, she's probably more mature than I am. It's just her interests aren't lining up with mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, cool. I don't know that I have much more to go through. I am thrilled. Thanks everyone for coming in. All this. Oh, we got another super chat here. $2 says, Punk Hazard, bringing my son to the Temple game. Y'all going to be there? I should be there. Yes, I should be there.
I wasn't. I wasn't. No, I wasn't going to go to the Temple game just because I usually stream the games.
Yeah, one of
I'll
us has got to
like,
stream it.
Yeah, there's usually like.
It's also a 4:30 kick, which is weird.
Yeah, I'll probably be at home for the Temple game.
What's going on, fools?
But word on the street is that the Buzzsaw might be attending the Virginia Tech game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So
that son of a bitch, huh?
Yeah, the Buzzsaw. You know. I think you know Owen too. I think he might have introduced you to Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know Owen, or he introduced you to.
Is this the same logic of you beating me and Pete at pickleball that you're using with the Buzzsaw?
I did. I'm gonna post proof.
I'd like the film. Can we go to the booth, please? Can we get a review?
To the booth. We're going to the booth on this. I smoked Pete and WreckTalk at pickleball. Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. I appreciate y'all coming out. Go Jackets. The hell with Georgia. And we're going to Charlotte, baby. We're going to Charlotte.